And yeah, so I'm just gonna get the meeting note. So yeah, like we can maybe start if people want to have like the 1 minute presentation or what we have been up to, or yeah, general concern. So
How was Argentina, Dr. Kang?
I was okay, Lindsay. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like a long time ago. Anyway, yeah. Well, the first week was the course, and the second week we went to Buenos Aires. So it's been a while already, but it was overall pretty good. I was pretty impressed about the quality of students in Argentina. Whereas they're like, actually having a hard time that the country itself, like there's a big inflation going on. So, I mean, doing science there seems pretty hard. But so they're actually focusing on very theoretical works and maybe some computer related works. So in terms of that, their background about physics and math was really good, which was, yeah, pretty good. Yeah, so the course went well. There's 3 other courses from Mauricio Sacchi in Alberta, and Nicholas Lind from Switzerland, and Juan Alfonso from Australia. So 2 of them were deterministic inversion course, and the other 2 were probabilistic inversion. The course materials are available, so yeah, I'll make it available through the course website. So that you guys can take a look, because it was actually really nice to kind of it's like a timestamp of what is the state of art in deterministic inversion, and also like a probabilistic inversion, which is kind of emerging, I guess, in these days. So yeah, I thought that's a great overview on my end. Anyway, so that was great. Maybe later I'll show you one example that we can kind of make later, and then I think we can actually approach that in either deterministic way and also probabilistic way, so that like we can compare.
Yeah, that's great. And there were people from different universities, or?
Yes, they were mostly from University of La Plata, but there were a couple of people from other university and company. So overall, there were about like a 50-ish people. So yeah, it was a good turnout, and I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah, okay. And the whole proceeding is public. The whole thing is online.
Yes, I made a mistake of when I'm recording. I should have turned off Deck's mic. So yeah, the recording wasn't great, so you can still potentially understand, but the quality of the recording wasn't great. But the good fact, we got the material, so we can give the course again. But anyway, sorry about that. Yeah. That's on my end.
And just a quick question there, Sagi. Is there anything you think that we should follow up on with any of the participants and or like Mauricio or any of the other folks who were actually leading courses there? And if you don't have anything offhand, that's totally fine, but just kind
of... not sure at the moment, but so their course materials are available. So I kind of downloaded a couple of them in our Dropbox folder, but I want to ask them if we can sort of host that in our website so that other people can access.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Yeah, and one connection that I want to make, the example that I mentioned, so I'll show you later. But that kind of, there's like Nicholas made a kind of interesting example where they find like a kind of, they divide a 2 region. And then so you're looking for a boundary and also the distribution of each boundary. So they're inverting, like using MCMC to search for a boundary and also the distribution inside. You know what I mean?
Oh, cool. So it's like a parametric.
Yeah, so
parametric MCMC inversion.
Yeah, so we can use what kind of Dumb's idea. We can combine this 2 model space, right? Like you can have one model have like a parametric kind of two region inverting for conductivity or whatever region of that part, and then also update for a surface, and then got another model just updating for distribution, for instance. So yeah, I mean, that seems like an interesting example. So he mentioned, oh, it'll be really hard to do using deterministic inversion, for instance. That's what he sort of made up. But
You want to prove him right?
yeah, no, but totally possible, right? Like if you can do an MCMC or whatever probabilistic approach, you can definitely do a deterministic approach. So yeah, I mean, anyway, so it's something that we can try.
Very cool.
But I would actually find nice if you would, I don't know in how far it's easy to implement a probabilistic approach with SimPEG and make an example where you indeed have the two, like one example with an easy inversion case, but that you show like just a deterministic and a probabilistic way of doing it with SimPEG and related tools. That would be actually quite cool.
Yeah. So I'm sort of planning to. So that's actually somewhat what I am moving forward. I kind of want to explore a bit of probabilistic approach, MCMC. So I was actually planning to use PyMC3 and then plug in SimPEG as a black box code. And actually, it requires a gradient, which is actually kind of cool. So we're ready in terms of that. So we'll see how far I can go, but I'm planning to do so. Yeah, that's it.
Great.
On my end.
Lindsay, you want to give us an update on the latest releases?
Yeah, sure. So there's two releases that we made this weekend. Well, I guess one on Friday and then one on Sunday. So a release in Discretize and then a release that followed in SimPEG. And so you need to update both like simultaneously, or else you're going to sort of end up with some import errors because we renamed some of the and reorganized some of the base classes in Discretize. It shouldn't change any of your scripts or any of your notebooks unless you were doing some like mesh design stuff. So if you run into something where you weren't like creating your own meshes and like inheriting the base classes, you might run into some problems. So feel free to ping on Slack if you do. But I think most people are just using what's currently in Discretized, and so it shouldn't cause you any problems there. So
There was a small thing this morning with that I used. Maybe you can explain.
Sarah found a bug, so we'll need to patch the release.
Oh, in the.
Sorry.
That's totally fine. Just make sure we can follow up afterwards and get that fixed up pretty quickly.
Sounds good.
What were you running into?
The 2D, the refine function for 2D meshes is breaking.
Okay.
I thought I had an example, so I guess I'll have to add a test for it.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, so the release notes are out. Take a look. Some of the, and with that, we're trying to shift all of the documentation over to the NumPy styled docs rather than doing like the base or the standard Sphinx stuff. It's easier to read from the notebook. And also like in the code, I think it's a lot easier to read. So just with future contributions to Discretize, try and keep that in mind. If you forget about it, that's totally fine. We can always deal with it at when the pull request is being merged. Yeah, any questions with that or bugs or issues other than the one Sarah's already found?
I just needed to update my branch, right? Because you moved the base mesh on the Discretize and it was complaining, but whatever, easy peasy. I think we're dying.
Yeah, maybe.
You broke up there for a second. I'm wondering.
Can you switch to your laptop? Can you just join the meeting and then?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's just we have a hardware slowdown. Well, 1 second. We'll come back.
Saki, are they breaking up on
It's,
YouTube? I'm just trying to make sure it's
yes.
not me. Okay.
Yes.
Random and access.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Not your
boys.
problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a cool blackboard.
All right.
Yeah, it is.
UBC, are you back?
Yeah, it's glass.
What's happening in Vancouver?
I think Dom needs a new computer.
Oh, but
Okay, now we're
Okay.
okay, Dom. I'm gonna mute you. Is that okay? Because we're in a nice feedback loop.
can you switch to HDMI?
Okay, I think we're good now.
And HDMI.
So, Dom, you had a question?
No question. Can you hear me? Yeah, you good?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. No, it's just because everybody who's running up branches, they need to update the base mesh because we moved it, right? The discretized base mesh.
Yeah, so I tried to keep the pull request in SimPEG pretty light, so it hopefully shouldn't conflict with any of your branch work. If it does, just ping me and we can sort it out. But it's all it has to do is just like we put the base meshes basically under discretize.base.base mesh.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The problem, the base problem is the wrong.
Yeah. Cool. Kevin, how are you? Did you already give your talk, or is that happening this week?
Yeah, that was last Thursday.
How did it go?
I'm not sure. I think it was okay. I was pretty nervous giving it. And people asked some hard questions. Like someone had a question about saltwater intrusion, because I think we made some suggestion that we would try to study it, but we were rather ambiguous. And truth be told, I'm not really sure how we would try to characterize it. So I just had to say, like, it's something we have to think about a bit more.
Feature work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, other than that, like I got the microphone, I brought the mic and the webcam with me. Actually, that's why we don't have them today, because I forgot to bring them in. Yeah, but I checked and the quality looks okay. So
Excellent.
yeah, I think Thibaut and I were speaking about it. Maybe we could upload it somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. I think Thibaut should have access to be able to upload it to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, no, I just need Kevin to share the video with me. After that, I can upload that on YouTube.
Okay.
And then
yeah, but quite a few people showed up. So I guess it's good to see people are interested in that kind of stuff.
excellent.
Yeah.
Nice. Were there any donation about the instrumentation?
So I forgot to ask. I should have got down on my knees and said, if you have any instruments and any cash, please
Yeah,
donate.
here's Kaylin. Not sure John is there, but
Kaylin was there. Yeah.
no problem.
It was a very good talk.
Perfect.
No,
You're very kind.
Do you have old gear, Kaylin? Use hardware.
Yeah, but yeah. So talking, Lindsay, I definitely appreciate all your help with everything so far.
Well, you're doing a wonderful job leading the charge, Kevin.
My pleasure.
Any other quick updates, Kaylin or any of the UBC folks? Do you have things you'd like to bring up?
Personally, I've been busy doing other things, so I'm just here to check in a little bit and not get too far behind.
Yep, no problem. Anybody at UBC want to chime in with other updates?
Yeah, well, yeah, we've come up with sort of our plan to get started on the docs, and yeah, but other tasks that I need to do first, and then hopefully we'll start that. On discretize first, and we'll go from there.
Excellent.
So thanks to Rowan, I guess, for the new site, but the docs are freaking hard to find on the new site. It looks good, but I don't know where things are.
That's a good point. Feel free to, so the site should actually be much simpler now. It's a single page HTML. So if you're comfortable hacking around on there, you totally can. Right now, all the docs are in like the project ecosystem. But I agree, it would be worth actually having perhaps like, rather than, so at the top, actually, if you go over the icon, I can share my screen here.
There's a doc.
There is a docs button, yeah. But it's totally, so but it's not actually labeled docs, and I wonder if it might be easier for that one at least, rather than having an icon, if it just says SimPEG docs. Because here, if you